I've had an uneasy feeling all night. Hello? Hey friends, welcome back. It's time for a Woodland wild camp. Very wet one too. The shelter, when I put it up, it originally came to me without any guy lines. So after we get it set up, we're gonna have to attach all the guy lines. This ought to be fun. See you when we get there. It's not like a pouring thunderstorm rain like it was earlier, but it's still raining. All right, so today we're in the Atepa Voyage. I've used this tent once before, and it has a pretty cool, unique feature that I haven't seen on any other tent out there. And if you have, please let me know. So I'm going to get to setting this up, going to get a ground sheet down, and just get this tent up. And like I said, when I first originally got this tent, when Atepa sent this out to me, there were no guidelines in here. So I have guidelines, and we're going to have to put them up while we're out here. So see you in a few moments. I think this will do right here. I'm gonna get a ground sheet down first, guys. Just had my backpack propped up on a couple of logs so it's off the ground. Well, as you can see, I do have the tent up, and I'll turn this around and show you a little bit more detail, but it didn't come with guidelines. And since it's raining, I don't even know if I'm going to put them on or if it's needed right now. So I'm going to leave it without guidelines, and there's a reason for that. I was going to do it, but now I'm not going to, because I want to make another video regarding guidelines, and it has something to do with my other tent, this tent, and we'll get into that in another video. But it's not really windy at all. It's just a light rain right at the moment. So let me turn this around and show you what tent we're in. So this is the Atepa Voyage. I like it. It's really tall. That's another feature I like about it. I'll leave the dimensions on the screen. It is a pretty tall tent. So I have no issues in it sitting straight up. But then again, I'm short, so I really don't have that problem anyway. And this is something that's a little different that I haven't seen on any other tent. It has like a built-in little gear loft type thing that you can hook right there. And I could make it a little tighter. Right now my thermocell is right there working overtime. And haven't set anything up yet on the inside. But yeah, the tent didn't come with any kind of guy lines or anything. And at the moment I don't need them, so that's a good thing. It does have venting on each end, like, you know, most of your tents have. It's a one pole system, big long pole, a couple of feet on that end, a couple of feet on that end. And that gear loft thing right there, that's on both sides. I don't know if you can see that. On the other side, I just have it disconnected, but plenty of vestibule space on both sides. Ooh. Hook, obviously, for hanging your light. The other vent right there. Are there pockets in here? I'm not sure if there's pockets. I think there is, but I'm not sure if I see any. Maybe there's no pockets in here because you have some like big major storage right there. You can put whatever you need to there. Your dirty shoes. That's where I'm going to leave them tonight. And I'm not going to set anything up right now. Here we are. We're in the tent. Got a light rain going on. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more. But I think we'll be able to do a moderate rain test for this tent right now. Yeah, as you can see, this thing is like really, really high. I don't have my sleep system in here or anything like that yet. I'm just going to slowly set up my little table, and I think I'm going to get a cup of lemon tea on. What? No coffee? Coffee will be later, or definitely in the morning, but I think I just want to chill out with like a lemon tea right now. Just kick back, watch the rain, listen to the rain falling on the trees, and then we'll get everything in the tent. So guys, I'll bring you back, and thank you for joining me on this camp. I just realized there are pockets in here. Right along where the venting is, there's a pocket right here. So yes, there are pockets. So it is still lightly raining, and I'm not going to be tent bound all night. I probably won't have a fire only because all the wood is extremely saturated, and I really didn't feel like hauling in a whole bunch of wood. So what I'm going to do now is sit, have a cup of tea. Like I said, yup, tea. We're not having coffee. It's shocking to me too, but that's kind of what I feel like. I did hook up, oops, sorry. I did hook up the gear loft on the outside. I just put my boots on the other side so they're not in the area out front. So they're not in the area right out front. If I'm going to put, you know, food items and everything like that, I just set up my table. Going to get the stove going. I'm going to get a cup of tea on, as surprising as that may be, because I consider myself a coffee connoisseur. But, you know, lately I've been kind of getting into the tea. And I just brought out one of those little, honestly, I took it from Cumberland Farms if you really want to know, but lemon tea, that's what we're going to have. Haven't got the bedding in here or anything like that. I don't think I'm going to be tent bound. It's not so much clearing up, but it's not like the heavy downpour that we had a little bit earlier. You could probably hear it. It's just like a light rain. And yeah, going to get the tea on. So bring you back in a few moments. Thanks for coming. Be nice to just sit here and chill out with a nice cup of Nice cup of tea. I didn't bring any beer, but I did bring something to blaze up. If you don't know what that means, sorry, you'll have to figure it out. I feel really bad. I'm sure you've seen it in the news, you know, the flooding in Texas. My God. It's like you can't discount the magnitude and power of nature. Just wow. You know, my heart goes out to all the people that have lost lives and property, you know. It's crazy. What the? Okay. It sounded like it was just starting to rain just a little bit heavier there for a second. I'm just getting my stuff ready, you know. Gonna hang the flex tail light, just so I have that for later. I'll do the bedding and everything later. I don't really feel like doing that. Like I said, I just want to just chill out, have a cup of tea. This is the Flex Tail Tiny Pump 2, and I think I've said it a few times, but this one's my favorite. I know they have a, you know, a real microscopic looking one, but this, it's light, it works, it has a light, it pumps. Like, I don't need to get anything else. So there we go. Hang that up right here. Oh, I should have cleaned the inside of this tent from the last time I used it. There's like little bits of like sand and all that kind of crap. Oh well, whatever. It's freestanding. Tomorrow morning I could always just lift it up and shake it out. Let's see if I can do this today without the boil over that I've been doing absolutely every single time that I've been using this. I'll find my spoon. Hopefully I brought it. All right, we got boiling water, and for once we didn't actually boil it over. Whoa, nice. All right, perfect. Perfect amount of water. Excellent. Excellent. For dinner, I'm gonna just keep it simple. I just brought like a couple of things from like MREs, you know, past MREs, and like a tub of like mashed potatoes. You know, nothing like carb loading while you're out in the woods. But yeah, so that's kind of what I brought. I also brought one of these little First Strike little energy type bars, so I have that. These little cheddar cheese pretzels, these little pretzels to munch on, so when I have the munchies in a little bit, and I probably will. And then I have just brought some home style mashed potatoes. It's just about having something to eat, you know. I'm not out here gonna cook anything gourmet or anything like that, not on this trip anyways, so I have that. Let's see, like I said, I didn't bring any beer or anything like that, but I, you know, did bring a little something to blaze up. We'll do that later, off camera. But anyway, gonna have this cup of tea and I'll bring it back in a moment. And I appreciate you guys joining me today on this wet and woodland wild camp. Thank you. This is nice, and thank you for joining me. Well, it's just kind of like a light little drizzle right now, nothing too crazy. This is awesome. I couldn't even wait to get out here. Basically, I was got the pack all ready, and I was like running, like, yeah, gonna go camping. So, wow, this humidity is just on another level. Thank God it's not like really hot. It's probably, I guess it's hanging in the 70s or something like that, but it just feels like the air is just like soup. But yeah, I love this tent, and I've only used it once, and I was like, you know something, let me bring this out. I remember it had a lot of headroom, which it does. Has a lot of headroom. It is a one person, but it's really spacious. It's really spacious. It's enough room for you and your gear, and if it isn't, then you do have the option of these two large vestibule areas that open up, and they have these little gear loft type things that connect from the bottom of the bathtub floor to the outer of the fly sheet. Really, really cool design. I like it. You know, I think that's it's an added touch, and it's on both sides. You know, this tent does have entry on both sides. There's two doors, two zips, and I love it. I love it. Should have brought some of those spam cookies I made. If you didn't catch that video and you're interested, on Wednesday I put out a video where I made spam cookies. I'm surprised they came out good. I really am. But you know, I like that whole sweet and savory. I should have brought a couple out, but I didn't. And I have been eating them, so they are pretty good. Yeah, Wednesday, Sunday, like I said, for those of you that don't know, Sunday's going to be the day where I'm always out doing some sort of outdoor activity, whether it's camping or hiking or anything like that. That'll always be on a Sunday. Wednesdays are the day I sort of either break away from anything to do with the outdoors, or I'll do the gear reviews, or maybe it's a cooking segment or some urbex, you just don't know. So if you're interested in seeing some sort of, you know, alternative type content than what you're used to, then join me on a Wednesday, you know. But Sundays, I love the outdoors, and this is what this day is always dedicated for. So happy Sunday, and thank you for joining me. I'm gonna sip. Oh, that's a loud crow. Gonna sip on the rest of this, and yeah, bring you back in a few. Thank you for joining me. I just blew up my pillow. Gonna get the sleeping pad blown up pretty soon, and I didn't bring a sleeping bag. You know, we're still in some obviously summer temperatures, so I just brought my quilt that I'm gonna get into, and I did pack a sweatshirt too, just in case I need it. But anyways, I just want to take 2 seconds to just talk about the thermocell. I think I saw somebody say they don't work. This thing does work. This thing works incredible. Look at the smoke that's coming out of there. It's all about using it correctly in order for it to work. As you can tell, it's a unit. You plug in a little fuel cartridge, you put in a little repellent-laden pad in there, and it heats up, and it is, as you can see, it emits the smoke. This is not something that you're going to strap to your backpack while you're walking, because it's not going to work. Because as you're walking, all you're going to do is repelling everybody behind you. It's not something to be, you know, hanging up if you're sitting here because the smoke rises. You want to use it stationary, obviously, and put it down onto the ground. So leaving it onto the ground to let the smoke rise up around you and do its job. So if you use it correctly, trust me, I've been using it for a while, long-term use, and I swear by them. You know, I have no repellent on whatsoever, hand to God. And as you know, mosquitoes are out in full force, especially when it's like humid. So yeah. Anyways, that's something I just wanted to mention about the thermocell, because I love this thing. I swear by it. And when I'm just kind of sitting around a camp, I love it. And as you can see, it's almost just starting to turn like a light color. I'm going to have to replace this probably in about maybe 15 minutes. They say each pad lasts about 4 hours. Lies. Okay, they don't. Okay, if you bring it all the way down to it's white and it has absolutely nothing left, then yeah, it lasts 4 hours. But no, I think realistically speaking, it lasts. It's probably just maybe a little over 3 hours, if that. So, but they work phenomenal, phenomenal. And yeah, it's still fairly early-ish. You know, not quite 5 o'clock or anything like that. It's looking a little dark. I'm not sure if we're gonna get a passing shower, or it'd be awesome actually to get a thunderstorm. I would love that. We've been having thunderstorms repeatedly for the past couple of days, and yeah, to be out here in a thunderstorm would be just incredible. And so far so good. I mean, it's only been like a light sprinkle on the tent, but so I can't really say this is any kind of a rain test. It just happens to be wet conditions. So like I said, thank you for joining me, and I'll bring you back in a moment. Yeah, it's definitely raining, but it really hasn't come down heavy through the woods yet, but I'm sure you can hear it. Just gonna finish pumping up this, oh, oh. Oh, we'll see what happens. Let me finish inflating the air mat. I had forgotten how much I really love camping in the rain. You know, it's just a feeling of being at peace. Chances are slim to none, you're not going to run into anybody else. It's nice to hear the rain, the birds. Jeez, this poor tent's gonna smell like a bong. It's coming up on 7:30. I'm gonna just take a little woodland walk while my mashed potatoes are absorbing the water. It's pretty out here. And I think I found a nice little spot. As you can see, it's not far off from like a trail. This is beautiful. The air smells fresh. It's not stifling hot or anything. The reason I have a sweatshirt on is because it's like, it's cool, but it's raw, you know, and just because of the humidity and stuff, I have it on. Let's get back to the tent. Have some taters. Hello, and welcome back to Taters in a Tent. Who doesn't love good mashed potatoes? Nice and creamy. Should have brought some pepper, but you know, what are you gonna do? Mashed potatoes. I know, it's exciting, isn't it? They're good though. You know what they remind me of? They remind me of like the mashed potatoes you used to get in school. You know, like that mashed potato lump you would go through if you got lunch in school. They would serve you those potatoes. It was just like a big old lump, but they're good. Almost tastes like the potatoes at KFC. Not bad. This has been a nice, chilled out, relaxing, wet, woodland wild camp. There's a lot to say there. So, I'm gonna finish chowing down on these mashed potatoes, you know, these gourmet dinner right here. But hey, you know, I have some snacks if I want, so, you know, use up what came in the MRE packages. That's what these camps are good for, you know. But, all right, I'm gonna finish these. I'll bring you back in a little bit. I'll bring you back before bedtime or something. Wonder if we're gonna get more rain. Let me just show you what the sleep system is, I guess, if you want to call it a system, while we still have some daylight. Okay, Trekology pillow, camping quilt by Hawk Coco, Nemo tensor, 25 by 72, foil mat. So that's what we got going on. Let's see, I don't know if you can see that back there, but in the vestibule area back there, I have my backpack, and it's sitting on that built-in ground sheet right there. Well guys, I just want to say goodnight. It's coming up on 11 o'clock. As you can see, I have a mosquito, one mosquito flying around in this tent. I'm going to get him. So anyways, I am going to get some sleep, hopefully, as soon as I get this mosquito. I'll see you in the morning. Good night, guys. I thought I heard like footsteps or something. I've had an uneasy feeling all night. Hello? You ever get that uneasy feeling and you don't know why? I mean, I feel like I'm in like a safe area, but I don't know. I don't know, maybe we should just take a walk or something and check it out. I've never bailed on a camp. I mean, it's crossing my mind, but I've never bailed on a camp, whether it was a regular camp, a stealth camp, or a wild camp, so. Oh man, I don't feel like getting out. Let me get my boots on. Oops, I got on stroll. How the fuck do I get that off there? Jeez. Let's take a walk. Hello? you just ever get that feeling that you're being watched? And I don't mean by like, you know, animals or wildlife or anything like that, but you just get that eerie feeling. Yeah, well, that's the feeling I'm getting. And I could have sworn I heard, like, you know that when like a branch sort of breaks from like a footstep? That's kind of what I thought I heard. Yeah, my heart's racing and everything. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. What the? Alright. I am out. Oh, sorry I didn't film that. I've never taken down a tent at night before, you know. I've never ever taken down a tent at night before, and it is not fun, especially a wet one. And oh boy. Yeah, I don't know, you know. I've never bailed a camp. Sorry, I'm just like wiping my face. I've never bailed a camp, but I've just got that like negative energy feel or vibe or whatever it is, and I could have sworn I heard like a crunch of a footstep, or it's just eye shine from an animal right back there. But yeah, so I'm just gonna see you back when I get to my car. Have you ever gotten that feeling? It's definitely something that you feel like deep in the pit of your stomach. I wonder if you can almost hear my heartbeat. Listen. I don't know if you could even hear that. I don't know why I did that, but my heart is just beating out of my chest. So I'm gonna keep on walking, guys. And I will see you when I get back to the car. Oh, this sucks. Wow. I'm like, my mouth is like so dry even, you know? Just from like having those nerves. I don't know what happened. I'm not sure if I consider it like, you know, what they call like when you see it's a fail or anything like that. I think if you have like that kind of a feeling, or you have like a negative feeling or an unsafe feeling, then I think the best bet would be to leave. I'm not sure. I know I heard something, and by the time, of course, when you get the camera on, you know, you hear the tail end of it or nothing at all. And I was just like, wow, you know. And I'm like, yeah, I can't. And I wouldn't even be able to fall asleep, you know. You know how you get like nervous and stuff like that, you wouldn't be able to fall asleep. And yeah, so I appreciate you coming. I don't know what happened. It was a good camp up until, you know, it wasn't, you know, until, you know, like 2 a.m. hit, you know, and here it is almost 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, you know, packing shit up and stuffing a wet tent into my backpack. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you coming, and I will see you on the next one. And I think the next one will be another camp, but you'll see where we're going. I have a special shout out to Kelly in the Midwest. So for Kelly in the Midwest, for some reason she thinks I have a heavy Boston accent. Wicked smart, said in my very best everyday Boston accent to you. So thank you, Kelly, for asking. So wicked smart. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you coming along on this camp, and feel free also if you want to stop by on Wednesdays. I also upload on Wednesdays, and that could be gear reviews, or it could be anything actually. So yeah, I think that's about it. I'm going to go drive home now. So guys, I will see you on the next one. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.